Red Hood Rising Kings and Queens, Trap Witch here in Atlanta, Georgia, coming to bring you a new moon in Capricorn reading for January 5th, 2019. For those of you who already know me, thank you for joining me. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is the Trap Witch. I am an intercessory and intuitive healer based in Atlanta, Georgia. I am on Instagram. My Instagram name is thetrapwitch, ThetrapWitch. As you see here, I am here on the 31st of December 2018 to give you this reading. New Year's Eve, we're here, we're celebrating, going into the new year. From what I've gathered thus far, it is not going to be a cakewalk. It is not going to be without turbulence. My initial energy that I'm getting is still going to be conflict. There's still going to be bumps in the road, but we have to definitely make sure that we tackle them head on and make sure that we're always looking to do what's our best in times that might seem our worst. I've already recorded a bonus video for January 2019. It is on my Vimeo on demand page. It's vimeo.com/on-demand/thetrapwitch. It's entitled Conflict. It's about an hour and 11 minutes long, and I channeled it a few days ago, and that's something we're definitely going to have to be aware of, that conflict is inevitable. It never goes away, and we just get better at dealing with it in many different ways of thorough communication. So what we're going to do is we're going to be pulling some cards for January 5th, 2019. It's going to be a solar eclipse in Capricorn. We're going to have a bunch of eclipses through, I think, January and February. I don't know about you, but eclipse season this past year wiped me out. We definitely had a lot of good growth, but we definitely took some hits. We were left a little bruised, a little battered, but guess what? We still right up here in this bitch, and we're going to keep on going. So for those of you who don't know me, like I said, I'm an intercessory healer, intuitive. I work with people one-on-one, and I facilitate a lot of channel messages to the collective via my spirit guides. I am a initiate of Santeria, daughter of Ochun. I'll be walking my path to becoming an Olorisha next year. Tomorrow, next year, crowning to be a Santera, and to fulfill my duties in the community as a healer for the collective and to continue on. So for that being said, for those of you who, like I always say, hover over that button on my website to get their reading, better sooner than later. I will be taking a break mid-year. So go ahead, and if you have things that you want to tackle personally that you feel that you need individual help with, go ahead, book me through my site, www.thetrapwitch.com. Let me help you use your tools, pull out what you have inside via your power to help build the bridge to overcome the obstacles that you are facing in your life. With that being said, go ahead, get you something to drink, get you a notebook, something to write with, something to type with, so that you can take notes. We're going to be asking Spirit, what is it that we should know about this energy coming up in the next few days? And based on it, what can we find to be applicable in our lives, and so that we can make the best of it, whether it's good or bad. A lot of times people say that my readings hit them in the chest because I always ask what the blockages are. If we don't look at what the blockages are, we can't get to our blessings. The blockages are what hinder us from being in alignment with the blessings. The sooner we break through them bitches, the sooner we get blessed. So with that being said, let's go ahead, get yourself centered, get yourself situated. There's going to be a lot of you. Some of you might not be ready for some shit that I have to say. If that's the case, pause it, come back to it. Maybe you'll click away. I don't really give a fuck. All I want you to do is be real with yourself and really face what it is that you need to face so that you can come into your divine purpose here on your mission on earth, okay? With that being said, as above, so below, everything starts up in the spiritual realm before it manifests in the physical. We got to get our spiritual wealth together so we can have a lot of materialized wealth on earth and on this plane. So let's get comfortable. Let's get into it. Let's go. Let's see what Spirit has to say. I'm going to be pulling from the Law of Attraction Tarot, and complementing probably with some Goddess Oracle cards and maybe even the Check Your Vibes deck. I don't know yet. We're going to go with the flow. And I have a devotional here. I often like to channel via the devotional as well. See what messages Spirit is pulling in from all sides. Okay. Mm-hmm. You hear the rain coming down? It's raining New Year's Eve here in Atlanta, Georgia. Nothing like that. There's a lot of wind, a lot of rain. Oh, there goes the fireworks. Spirit, we call you in on behalf of the collective, and we ask for the highest good of all those involved with harm to none. We ask for clarity. We ask for clear perception. I ask Alegua to open the roads to precise messages. At this time, what is it subconsciously, below the surface, beyond the veil, that can facilitate in the collective's highest good? Allow them to overcome barriers and obstacles and transcend them. Any spiritual, emotional, mental, physical blockages that might be hindering them at this time, allow us to be aware of them so that we can make the appropriate decisions, have good discernment in order to realign ourselves. We ask for the assistance of all the benevolent spirits, my Egun, my ancestors, the Orisha, the archangels, any ascended master that wishes to assist that is of benevolence only. We call in all of this good energy and we ask for discernment. What is it that I can point the collective to for January 5th, 2019, during the solar eclipse in Capricorn? What can we know to use our energy to the utmost of its potential? Firstly, to be of servitude to ourselves, and then secondly, around us. Ache. Let's go ahead. Let's toast to that. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. All right. Let's clarify each one. All right. Messages, messages, messages. First card. Reverse. Here we can see a woman. She's as stark naked as the day she was born, with arms out, embracing the star within the sky in front of her. A lot of growth around her, right? Seems like a place of solitude within self, and the star is within her sight. Reverse. Immediately, bare, right? Naked. When I think of this, I think of what are your desires for your destiny in the rawest, most pure, most bare form. What essentially for you is going to define your growth, define you as a being that in its rawest form begins to flourish? What is it that you can see? What is it that you can see your destiny to be? What do you see within the distance in the future, especially spiritually for yourself? Okay? A lot of times people don't realize I always say this with my clients. Sometimes, in order to get to your destiny, oh, this rain's coming down here. Ooh. In order to get to your destiny, in order to get to your purpose, in order to get to what it is that you are truly destined to do, who you're destined to be, sometimes it's not about the necessary just the skills that you think that you need for an occupation or your or a job. I often ask them every day, how do you want to feel? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your life to be? Based on what you know about yourself. Okay? A few years ago, when I was trying to figure out what it is that I wanted for my life, I had to write down the qualities of myself that I knew to be true, and I also had to write down a lot of things that I knew to be false for me. Because when you know what is true about you, I said that at 11:11 on the timer. When you know what is true to you and true about you, that gives you the opportunity not to partake in anything false that is not in alignment with who you are in your rawest form and as a being here. What I get with it reverse, sometimes a lot of us are not transparent with ourselves. We're not being completely raw with ourselves. We're not being authentic about what it is that we know to be true for us to flourish. A lot of us are focused on things that we think we desire, but truly, is that what you desire? Because sometimes when we say what we want for our life, you might be talking about a car or a house, the type of interior design that you want, okay? The type of body that you want. All of these things that you think that you want, that you desire. But is that actually what you want your life to be every day? Is based on just the overlay? Keep in mind in this picture, right? She ain't wearing no clothes. So sometimes it's not about focusing on what we think our life is going to be layered in, cloaked in, covered in, okay? I'm not talking about the garments that you want your life dressed in. I'm talking about how you want your life to feel when that shit is stripped naked in front of you. A lot of people, when they strip their life down, they're not truly happy. Whoo, hear that thunder, Chongo. Desires, passion. Okay? I was reading a pataki I'm sorry, not a pataki, an Odu from the Dilagoon yesterday of the number 7-6. And it was coming to me strong in a message I had yesterday. And sometimes when we are indecisive in our life, the Odu talks about being indecisive. And the time that the peony seeds were indecisive if they wanted to be red or black, they were indecisive about who they wanted to be in life. Okay? And when you're confused about what you want your life to look like, really and truly, or feel like in its rawest essence form, and you are indecision about that because you're more worried about the positions that you're trying to get to, or the things that superficially that they look like, you're going to be indecisive a lot of times, because especially when things aren't manifesting for you, you're going to question yourself. You're going to say, oh my God, is this really what I'm fighting for? Because a lot of us are in battle and warfare and strife with ourselves every day. Because we say, oh my God, I want this thing. But we're killing ourselves to get it, because truly it's really not a pure, authentic desire that's in alignment for us. Because when things are pure and authentic and in alignment with us within our rawest form, they don't make us feel like we are falling apart and suffering. It does not make us feel like we are imploding. It makes us feel like we are exploding from the inside out, and we are sharing joy with what it is that we have and around us. Have you noticed sometimes people are so motherfucking stressed out on the grind and on the hustle to the life that they want, because they are working so hard. They are in such survival mode that they have no chance to even take time and enjoy and love what the fuck is going on in the present in front of them. I know I got to a point when I started doing this work and money started coming in, and I had to say to myself, man, my bank account is filling up, but I still feel so empty. Is this truly what I'm desiring? Just running myself ragged here and there, doing this, doing that, but feeling so depleted? Because when I'm stripped down to my rawest form, if we strip ourselves down butt ass naked in the mirror as we're about to get in the shower at the end of the day or the beginning of the day, are we truly happy? So we have to ask ourselves, what are we truly going to be happy about? Right? Is it that you want to be a leader because you want to know what that feels like in your heart, to have people who are following your lead and winning? And are you someone who wants to be a leader in its rawest form? Not that people are truly following you, but people are taking pieces of your explosive energy, of what you feel you are destined to do and purpose to do, and that's touching them. Okay? A lot of people, right? Before they can share themselves explosively in a beautiful way, they are imploding or exploding terribly. Okay? Because what I'm seeing is an image of us becoming compacted with just so much anger, sadness, anxiety, trying to get to the things that we want to get to, that might just be layers that are a part of what we want, but not necessarily what we're truly desiring in its rawest form. So Pele, divine passion, is the subconscious card. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? Okay? Piecing that together, we have stay in your own skin. What does that mean, stay in your own skin? Okay? I'm going to tell you exactly what the fuck that means. What that means is, have you ever heard of Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Some of us are so unhappy in the skin that we are in, right? In our rawest form of what we have as ashe, as what we have as power that God has blessed us with, what Spirit has blessed us with every day, that we can find so much sense of individualism and power in. But sometimes you are losing your motherfucking shit trying to get to a position that wasn't even meant for you. You trying to live in a body, live in a skin that wasn't for you. Have you ever heard the saying that one man's fruit is another man's poison? Some of y'all sitting there today wishing that you were somebody else, wishing that you were in a position that you think you want to be in, and that shit ain't for you. And if you were to actually put yourself in that suit, in that position, in that skin, you would be miserable. Because that shit ain't for you. You're trying to get to it because you think that's something to be that's true, right? You think that it's true maybe that everybody needs to be an influencer. Everybody needs to be this. A lot of y'all are looking at what is not destined for you. Now, I strongly believe, right, that there's no problem in having a feeling that, you know what, that's something I want to do. But I want you to really sit there and say to yourself, would that make me happy? Let me tell you something. On Christmas Day, I was on Instagram. And I was on a young lady's page that popped up on my Explore page. And I watched her open about 50 boxes of Chanel. Okay? Every last motherfucking Christmas present was a Chanel box. But guess what? There's details of that young lady's life that she has to live with every day in the public eye the slander, the scrutiny, the scandal, the this and that? Are the $5,000 handbags, are the this, the that, worth all the stress and the strife that comes with just trying to be in that skin? Because a lot of people losing their souls because that's the type of skin they want to be in. Where are you putting luxury in life? Where are you putting the emphasis of wealth? Is it on things? The types of attachments that you want to people? The types of attachments you have to things? What do you want to feel when you wake up in the skin that you were in its rawest form? As stark as naked as the motherfucking day you were born. How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel happy? Do you want to feel like you are looking forward? Okay? Second card. The man who is in the field collecting up the harvest of wheat. A lot of y'all want to collect your a lot of I have a tongue tie. It gets in my way sometimes, but we're going to do what it do. A lot of y'all are ready to collect your prosperity in life. You are ready to collect your bounty. You are ready to collect your fruit. Especially, I'm dropping all this shit. Hold on. Oh, Lord Jesus. Let's start that all over again, okay? Don't be afraid sometimes to just start the thought over again just because we want the delivery to be impactful. I don't want to be a whole bunch of mumble motherfucking jumble. A lot of you are ready to collect your prosperity. A lot of you are ready to collect your harvest. A lot of you are ready to collect your fruit. You're ready to have that celebration. Because look, I'm looking at these fireworks going off. You are ready to have your celebration. Especially based on your life up until this point, okay? It has a lot to do with Isis, your past life, the subconscious thought. This situation involves your past life memories. A lot of us, we haven't been celebrated in life the way we want to be. A lot of us during our upbringing, we weren't taught self-love. We weren't taught a lot of things about true, authentic love and celebration and self. So guess what? A lot of us are wanting to get to that prosperity, that abundance, that harvest, that fruit, because we think that we're going to be worth celebrating in that time. Especially when we're in that type of skin that we think we need to be in. Okay, honey? When you think you're going to be in this place, in this position where you are just the flyest, you are just being loved on, you are just being celebrated, you have a desire to feel that sense of prosperity, okay? And I know that a lot of us do. A lot of us want to wake up next to a lover who celebrates us. A lot of us want to have children that look up to us. A lot of us want to have people around us that are like, oh my God, you was the bomb diggity fizzle. Yes, right? Think about how people often feel so good about themselves when they got people rooting for them. But how the fuck do you feel when you are standing again, stark ass naked as the day you were born, looking in that mirror, in that shower, in those thoughts to yourself? How do you fucking feel about yourself? Are you rooting for yourself? Are you happy with yourself? Are you celebrating yourself with the type of being that you are already? Okay? Are you? Because that's a lot of what life is going to be based on. It doesn't matter, okay? It does not matter if you are in a 5-star motherfucking hotel getting a 6-figure income somewhere, right? How do you feel in that shower by yourself, with your thoughts and with yourself about what you're doing in your life, what you're doing in the world, what you're doing with yourself, and how you feel about yourself? Where's that prosperity? How desirable do you feel within yourself? Okay? Because a lot of us, we want to be the object of desire of a lot of other people. We are so conflicted in that. Okay? We're so conflicted in that. The clarity card to tie those two together. Expect the best. Look at that magnet. If my guides ain't on fucking fire tonight, honey, I'm saying it and I'm pulling it. A lot of us are expecting the best in life, right? Look at the love. Look at the gifts. Look at the presents. But look, expecting the best sometimes comes with the positive and the negative. Okay? Because some of y'all are expecting the best based a lot on what you see with other people. You expecting the best. And when you get there, you're like, what the fuck? I feel so negative. You can expect the best, but expect the best of what you were blessed with within your own prosperity. Okay? Of a lot of the things that you already have, the things that make you just such a magnetic being that draws those things. Because this is the thing. A lot of people don't celebrate the things that make them charismatic to other people, right? That make them magnetic. There are times when I will cry. I've cried in my car. I've even cried in my car recently. Because you're expecting the best of so many situations. And you're giving so much of yourself, but still you might not feel like you're collecting the prosperity that you deserve. But guess what? You can't give up. You can't give up. And sometimes it is because we will put ourselves in the position that we're not yet in. We're trying to jump out of our skin to get somewhere else without appreciating this. Honey, your shit right now, you might be underweight, you might be overweight, you might be feeling bummy, you might be whatever. However the fuck you look, however the fuck you feel today, feel it. Honor every moment of it. Because every moment of that is teaching you something about yourself that you should be so grateful for. Okay? And like I said, a lot of us from our past life, we've gone through hardship. We grew up poor. We grew up without. We grew up whatever. A lot of our past life is influencing the type of prosperity that we desire in our life. Some of y'all grew up in a fucked up household. You never had a solid family. So you looking for solid family in the world, within your friends, within a family that you want to build of your own. And we get that. We get that. A lot of us desire that good shit. Okay? Third card, the Chariot card. Reverse. Why are you not moving forward sometimes? Why are you not moving forward? Maïve, cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your bodies, energy levels, and emotions. Sometimes we are constantly breaking down. We're grinding our gears. We are getting our tires worn out. We are about to overheat because we are not honoring those cycles and rhythms. We are not listening to our energy levels and emotions. We're not listening that when we're there within our solitude and our body's telling us, nah, bitch, you don't want to do that. You worked how many hours this week to get that check, to get that bag, to do this and that, and you just so unfulfilled. Where's that really taking you, right? You might have to ask yourself that. Where am I going? Am I going there fast? Why do I keep breaking down? Is this trying to tell me something about my true desires? All right. It's not lighting. Okay? Even some of y'all, right? We can envy, right? We can envy. We can look at other people and their relationship. And we can say, oh my God, I wish I was in that position. But you don't know what that woman or that man is waking up every morning, stark ass naked in that bed, feeling next to that person. Maybe they're feeling emptiness. Maybe when you get to that position, you're going to feel that too, because you still don't know what it is that you truly desire. You might wake up on 1,000 count, 10,000, whatever the fuck count sheets, turn over and just be like, there's got to be more. But maybe it's because you still haven't discovered, trying to honor what Spirit's trying to tell you from the inside out. Okay? We got celebrities dying, y'all. We got celebrities dying, killing themselves, overdosing. Right? What makes you think that your life is going to be any better when you try to get to that prosperity that you think is for you? And I'm saying it's no problem not to want it, but at the same time, know the reasons why you want things. Know the reasons why you want things. Ask your spirit helpers. Let's pull a double now from that. Cloak yourself in light. Look at that. Based on what I said before, right? In the beginning. A lot of y'all want to cloak yourselves in a lot of things. This year I wanted to cloak myself in Versace. This is my guilty indulgence this year. Okay? But guess what? At the end of the day, I can cloak myself in this fabric, in this material. And the way it makes me feel is, guess what? Based on this. Based on this. Based on this. All this shit is irrelevant. Because if you wake up and you adorn yourself in gold, adorn yourself in silk, adorn yourself in whatever the fuck have you in your life, adorn your life with just bullshit of the prosperity that you think you desire in the places, and even adorn yourself with somebody, something, with followers. If you are not cloaked in light, your life is going to be clouded in darkness. Honey, when you are living in your destiny, the light is always shining on you. The light is always surrounding you. You are operating in such a place of plenty. You are operating in such a place of plenty, and that is from the inside out. You are shining from the inside out. And guess what? My mother Ochun, when she had nothing, it was still plenty. A lot of people don't know why her dress was yellow. Her dress was yellow because the dress was once white. And that was all she had. And from the wear and the wash of the river, it became yellow. But sometimes the single thing that you have is plenty. Because it is of purpose. It still allows you to make do. It still allows you to get to where you are destined. Because with that one dingy ass, yellow ass dress, she changed the world. And a lot of y'all are underestimating, as bare as you feel that you are right now, as naked as you feel, not feeling adorned, not feeling adored, not feeling desired, not feeling like you have the desires of your prosperity. You have plenty. Maybe the chariot's not going forward because you are ignoring the spirits constantly telling you. You're trying to get to things so fast that you keep breaking down because you're trying to rush to them. You grinding your gears. Spirit keeps telling you to sit with yourself and be still and ask yourself, what do you have? Ask your spirits. What do you have? This is a cup of tea on Ask Your Spirit Helpers, right? You might have to sit down and have a cup of tea. I think about tea time, right? Tea time is like a meditation. It's a time out in your day where you can sit and discuss your thoughts. Just take a load off when you think about tea time, right? Tea often has healing aspects of it, right? Tea. Tea is made from some of the rawest forms of things, and then when you sit down and you take that time and that meditation to go within your thoughts and in your relaxation and ask yourself what is the medicine and the herbal remedy of where you were at and what you could appreciate in that moment, there might be a lot of answers. And in that, you could begin to cloak yourself in light and say, you know what, maybe I need to start blocking out a lot of things that are really just hindering me. The opinions that I have to have this and that, right? Because this is the thing too. A lot of the things that you are telling yourself, that ain't your voice. That's society's voice. Okay? I seen a quote yesterday that said, "We are not a product of society. Society is a product of us." And a lot of people in this world, whether we think they're good or bad people, they've allowed you to make you feel unappreciative and out of a place of gratitude of the skin that you are in. Because this world is always telling you that you need to be everybody besides your motherfucking self. The world is telling you that you gotta fit into a place and a position, especially the one that you're not in, because that's never good enough. Right? One of my favorite Capricorns, Earth the Kid, said, "I stopped trying to fit into the world. I made the world fit into me." She made the world fit into the skin that she was in, honey. And she wasn't going to compromise about that. A lot of y'all are compromising yourself to get to where you think that true prosperity is. Eartha made it to Hollywood, and guess what? She said bye. She got there and she says, "I don't fit into this. I want it to fit into me." A lot of us are breaking down because we are not clothed in light. We are cloaked in things that just put a cloud right over us. We're trying to get to these things that were never meant to be a part of us. Okay? Because at the end of the day, right? A lot of times, ask yourself what you think is a part of you. Down to this motherfucking hair on my head right now. This a weave, honey. This ain't a part of me. It's on me, but it ain't truly a part of me. This robe is on me. It ain't a part of me. This makeup on my face. It's on me, but it's not a part of me. These nails, it's on me, but it's not really a part of me. What's already a part of you that you're happy with and you're content with? That's going to allow you to move forward. Because a lot of y'all, you haven't gotten into that sacred space yet. Okay? Last card, this man, he's like a professor, right? He's teaching. There's like a diagram. A lot of y'all have not learned what to do yet when it comes to doing you. A lot of y'all have not learned yet what to do yet in regards to doing you. A lot of y'all have not learned yet what to do in regards to doing you. You know how bold it is to tell the world, I'm going to teach them who the fuck I am? That I am cloaked in the light of my own? I'm cloaked in my own desires. I'm cloaked in my own prosperity. And that was already a part of me. Nothing that is truly about doing you can be bought. I almost dropped my glass. Nothing truly in this world that is about really doing you can be bought. Doing you and being you, the best you, cannot be bought. That's something that you got to learn how to do. And how do you do that? By going into a sacred space. By going into a sacred space. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. A power place to connect with the divine. Guess what I always say? Church is a people, okay? People often get mistaken in life that church is a building. Church is a people, okay? And the church is comprised of individual people. The individuals in the church make up the church. And that's why understanding that ministry in life is not about being a pastor, being a preacher, none of that shit. It's about what you fucking do, because all of us have our own ministry in our everyday life. It's what we do to bring out the best of us and bring out the God in us. I'm telling you, that shit cannot be bought. It's a prosperity that's already within you, and it's 10:10 p.m. in Atlanta, Georgia, as I say it. When you become the sacred space, when you become the altar, when you become the place of power in your life, that you connect with the divine, that you connect with the God in you, when you connect with spirit in you, guess what? You will become a walking ministry in this life and a place full of prosperity. You will become a being that you ain't even going to ask for the tithe. The universe will tithe your ass. Life will just pour its bounty unto you. When you think of people who are operating in their raw, most authentic form, and like I say, I'm a witch, but I believe in many different denominations of faith, and Jesus was a beautiful example of somebody who, as naked as the motherfucking day he was born, he walked this earth in his truest desires. He expected the best, and he had a ministry to cloak himself in light and do what the fuck he had to do, and he just allowed who needed to come to him. That's how you align with the star. That's how you align with the destiny, right? Isn't it funny that even in the story of the birth of Jesus, there was a star, right? There was a star that aligned the day that he was born. And the day that you were born, in your most pure, authentic form, a star aligned. And a star was born. And you've always been the star that you were destined to be from then, with what you've had. And yes, you develop those things as you go. But a lot of the things that you're looking to acquire outside of yourself, on top of yourself, attached to yourself, that's not your prosperity. It's all that. Right? It's all that. Accept the gifts of the universe. Look, it's a cornucopia. It's a cornucopia full of a bounty of fruit, and there is a pot of gold. Accept the gifts of the universe. Honey, you were blessed with a cornucopia of capability when you were born. The pot of gold sometimes that you've been looking for, your ass been sitting on it. You busy looking this way to that position, grinding your gears, honey. You've been sitting on gold the whole time. You've been sitting and sleeping on yourself. Not accepting the best and then expecting the best. Accepting the best of you, expecting the best that will come from you. Because what was bestowed upon you as a gift of the universe is the gift that keeps on giving. And that's why you have to nurture that stuff. And that's why sometimes when you're chasing, running after shit that really ain't really where your prosperity at, that's why you neglect yourself and your self-care, and you get so burnt out, and then you become at war with yourself. You become the enemy within yourself. You start to hate yourself. Right? Because you might feel like a failure. You might feel like, God, why can't I just get to these things? Why does it have to be so hard? Why does it have to hurt so much? Pray. Pray. Sometimes you have to become the walking prayer, though. Sometimes you have to become the sitting prayer. Sometimes you have to understand that you are always and have been the answer to your prayers. Okay? I got a motivational quote on my motivational quote app. Let's see what it says. Don't waste your time looking back on what you've lost. Move on, for life is not meant to be traveled backwards. Up until this point right now, don't matter if you've lost love, you've lost money, you've lost friends, whatever. As long as you don't lose yourself, you'll continue to travel forward. And even though you might be moving forward, still don't lose yourself. Sometimes you lose what the answer is to your prayers because you begin to lose yourself. You are the answer to your prayers. You are. Okay? If we look at what the definition of a prayer is, prayer definition: a solemn request for help or expression of thanks addressed to God or an object of worship. You should worship yourself because God lives there, resides there. When you ask for a request of help, sometimes it's requesting help by helping yourself. So how do you do that? How are you going to do that? Let's eat these strawberries. They're good. I needed that refresher. So let's pull a closing word from a devotional, okay, shall we? What's going to tie this together? And I don't give a fuck y'all laugh at me or not. This motherfucker that was there for me during my spiritual awakening. I don't care about what he got going on in life right now. I can tell you that man's words have stuck with me. Because when I was spiritually awakening, I would watch his sermons or his motivationals. He's a motivational speaker, really and truly. And his words stuck, and that's a lot of where I got my motivation of speaking from. Because I love how that man makes me retain information of things that stick with me and that are impactful. So, this is Joel Osteen. Become a better you. Let us pull to a random page and see what it has to say to us as the closing oracle. We turn to page 266. It says, embrace the place where you are. But you may say, it is so difficult. I have a serious health problem and I have this situation at work. No, you have the power of the Most High on the inside of you. You can withstand anything that comes your way. You are more than a conqueror, a victor, and not a victim. Sure, we'd all love God to deliver us instantly. Most of the time, though, that's not the way it works. Make a decision to turn the situation over to God and then stop worrying about it. Don't allow it to dominate your thoughts and words. Instead, move to that place of peace and rest. Look how that ties together with tea time I was talking about earlier. Even though the situation may be hard and you may not like it, you are growing. God has a plan and purpose for everything. We may not be able to see it right now, but God has promised you will not allow anything to have come into your life unless it ultimately is going to deliver some good out of it. This should take all the pressure off of us. That means if our prayers aren't being answered in the way that we want, God must have something better in store. God knows what is best. So you can believe that all things are going to work together for your good. Don't live stressed out when the pressure time comes. Determine in your heart and mind, I'm not going to be depressed because my business hasn't grown as I wanted it to, or I refuse to lose heart merely because my child is not doing right. No, I'm not going No, I'm going to stay in peace, trusting God, knowing that at the right time, God is going to turn it around and use it to my advantage. That's an incredibly liberating way to live. Okay? When you understand this principle, it makes life so much easier. You won't live frustrated because your plans didn't work out. You don't have to be disappointed for a month because you didn't get the promotion you wanted. You don't have to be upset because somebody is being unfair to you. You know what God is in control of and has exactly where, and knows you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Okay? It all boils down to where you at right now. Take your clothes off. Strip yourself down. Stand in the mirror naked. Look at yourself and how do you feel? Look yourself in the eyes. How do you feel? Are you living a truth? Are you living a lie? Are you happy? Or are you consumed? Y'all saw it? They're coming. Or are you consumed with things that are out of your control? And then once if you feel more in control because you have or obtained or are now cloaked in certain things, how are you still going to truly feel? You're still going to be chasing more, right? The thing I learned about hustling a long time ago, hustling to where we want to go, right? Sometimes we just continue chasing things. You're always going to have to say thank you and have gratitude to the place that you're at and the person that you are meant to be. Okay? You're always going to have gratitude. You're always going to have gratitude. Okay?
To the Academy for this, all 6,000 members. Thank you to the other nominees. All these performances were impeccable, in my opinion. I didn't see a false note anywhere. I want to thank Jean-Marc Vallée, our director. Now, first off, I want to thank God, because that's who I look up to. He's graced my life with opportunities that I know are not of my hand or any other human hand. He has shown me that it's a scientific fact that gratitude reciprocates. In the words of the late Charlie Lawton, who said, when you got God, you got a friend, and that friend is you. To my family, that's who and what I look forward to. To my father, who I know is up there right now with a big pot of gumbo. He's got a lemon meringue pie over there. He's probably in his underwear, and he's got a cold can of Miller Lite. He's dancing right now. To you, Dad, you taught me what it means to be a man. To my mother, who's here tonight, who taught me and my two older brothers, demanded that we respect ourselves. And what we in turn learned was then we were better able to respect others. Thank you for that, Mama. To my wife, Camilla, and my kids, Levi, Peter, and Mr. Stone, the courage and significance you give me every day I go out the door is unparalleled. You are the four people in my life that I want to make the most proud of me. Thank you. And to my hero, that's who I chase. Now, when I was 15 years old, I had a very important person in my life come to me and say, who's your hero? And I said, I don't know, I got to think about that. Give me a couple of weeks. I come back 2 weeks later. This person comes up and says, who's your hero? I said, I thought about it. You know who it is? I said, it's me in 10 years. So I turned 25 10 years later. That same person comes to me and goes, so are you a hero? And I was like, not even close. No. She said, why? I said, because my hero is me at 35. So you see, every day, every week, every month, and every year of my life, my hero is always 10 years away. I'm never going to be my hero. I'm not going to attain that. I know I'm not. And that's just fine with me because that keeps me with somebody to keep on chasing. So to any of us, whatever those things are, whatever it is we look up to, whatever it is we look forward to, and whoever it is we're chasing, to that I say amen. To that I say, all right. To that I say, just keep living, huh? Thank you.
There was something about that speech that came to my mind that made me want to share it with you. I love that he said that he's always going to chase the hero that is him, but it will always be the version that he's going to eventually catch up to, but never catches up to. A lot of us, right? We are chasing everything but ourselves. And I always think that just aiming for a higher version of self every time and knowing that until you die, you always going to ascend a little bit more. And you're never going to reach a point where you're going to completely be, I want to say 100. Maybe some people feel that you will, right? But every day you wake up, you have an opportunity to learn something about yourself in a moment, in a second. But a lot of people are looking for things to be their savior, right? When I get to this job, when I get to this place, when I get to whatever, I'm going to be saved. Oh, that's going to make me feel so this. And then when you get there, you're still so insecure. Right? When you get there, we're still so insecure. I think this is where I want to leave off at. It's 10:26 p.m. in Atlanta, Georgia. Monday, December 31st, 2018. This is my word to you as we enter into the new year and we get to that new moon in Capricorn. Always look to yourself. Always expect to pull out the best in yourself. And as long as you're trying to pull that out, allow what the world has to become magnetized to you based on you being cloaked in your life. And just become that walking prayer. Become the one walking answer to your prayers. Become your own hero. Become your own savior. But know that all comes from the inside, not what's added to your life. Right? There's a scripture that says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all other things shall be added onto you. Onto you. But the kingdom of God resides in you. Right? Resides in you. You already have the kingdom within. So what gets added onto the kingdom? Everything is just additional. Everything else is just secondary. But every day when you wake up, as naked as the day you were born, do you feel like a kingdom of God? Do you feel cloaked in light? Do you expect the best because you know every day you're closer and closer to being your best self? You were designed already to be the best in mind for yourself. You just got to find ways to pull it out of you. It's not going to be the things that you add. Is it going to be a title you think you add on? A number count? You tell me. From what I read online for the solar eclipse, it's going to be serious big business about what you are creating as far as business. And anything to do with business in life should be business that minds you. And when that becomes what's good for you, for who you are in your rawest form, that's when you just are so truly abundant and so truly prosperous. Okay? I wish y'all Happy New Year. Happy New Moon in Capricorn. And if you're going to be the GOAT, the greatest of all time, be the greatest you of all time that you were destined and already designed to be within the skin that you are in. Don't try and put yourself in anybody else's position anymore. 2019 ain't about that. 2019 is a 3-year, because 2019 adds up to 3, right? And when I think of 3, think of the Holy Trinity. Who are you going to be? In spirit, in soul, and in the physical. All combined into one. Okay? Who were you born to be? Who are you becoming? And who will you be remembered as? Because a lot of you not going to be remembered by the things that you had. You're going to be remembered by the person that you were and what you did and the impact that you had on this realm and the others that you leave behind. What will be your legacy? I always say a true testimony of a person's life is who shows up to the funeral, what they had to say about him. There's a beautiful movie actually called Get Low. It's all about that. It's about a man who was he was like the town Grinch, the town ogre, in a sense. And he had an inheritance of money, a lot of money that he wanted to get rid of before he died. He decided he wanted to have a party. He wanted to have a funeral party for himself before he died. He wanted to attend it because he wanted to see what everybody had to say about him. Right? And we can be honest. A lot of people like to say the right shit when it comes to funerals, right? Because it's a celebration, right? Celebration of life. So a lot of people will bring out the good stuff. But what are you going to celebrate now in life? What are you going to celebrate now as if you were going to die tomorrow? Because that's the way you have to live sometimes. You have to live as if tomorrow may never come. So what are you living for? Okay? That's what I want to leave you with. Not going to talk much more. 1 hour and 4 seconds. So, like I said, I have a bonus video on Vimeo. And if you go to my Instagram page, www.instagram.com/thetrapwitch, or just go search Trapwitch, it's going to be probably next to the other highlight that's going to be for this new moon. It's going to say bonus. It's $5.55, but it's a little extra. You know, I deserve a little $5.55 for all that I give as far as work. Um, so if you want to make a love donation and purchase that video and get some things about conflict, internal conflict, external conflict, moving forward helps you navigate going forward, right? So, book a one-on-one session with me up until about mid-year. www.thetrapwitch.com. And I thank all of you who have supported me in 2018, who have been with me through growth, through flourishment, through me trying to embrace my purest, most raw, authentic form. Not a day goes by that you are not appreciated, even though I can't sometimes individually thank you all. But know that in my heart, I am full of gratitude, and I extend that onto you. And I hope we can continue to rock with each other in years to come as we all continue to flourish and embrace our truest, most authentic selves. Okay? Happy New Year.